What is going on, stylist from the break room? Good morning. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Eddie.
What are we
So
doing today? We got a quiz. We got I don't even know what we're talking about today.
we got all kinds of stuff going on today. But first things first, how's your week been, little guy?
Yes.
I guess the first thing that we got to talk about is the definitive hair loss forum by Xenogen. We're gonna have Jared Reynolds, who's the creator of Xenogen there. We're going to have Chad White, who's one of my favorites, director of education. It's Monday, October 7th. It's from 9 to 5 at the Doubletree Hotel in Downers Grove. The cost is going to be $175. You can call the office, 847-741-5000. There are limited tickets available. Or you can go to htbbeauty.com/hair loss event. Get your tickets. This is going to be an informative day of education about hair loss, about the things that you can do for your clients, and with the Xenogen product to help them move along in that journey and recover from it. Do you have anything to add?
Yeah. The other thing about it too is it's not just about hair loss. It's a full day event. So you're going to get 7 hours of education. You're going to get 7 hours of credit hours, continuing education hours as well too. We're going to feed you lunch. I mean, it really is a full day event. We're going to be going over the science of hair loss and shedding, scalp irritation, scalp conditions, scalp problems, why these things occur. What are solutions of what you can do to prevent shedding and potential loss? How you can do haircut, style, tips and tricks on if your client already has thin, fine hair, how do you deal with it right now? And as their hair starts to improve and get thicker and fuller, how do you change up that style to compensate for that as well too? So it really is a full day learning event that's going to take you from start to finish. So if you or your client is having or experiencing any kind of scalp condition or any kind of shedding or hair loss issues, this is the reason why you want to come to this event. That's what it's really about more than anything else.
Agreed. Very nice. So are you ready for your quiz, my friend?
I don't know. Last week you got me good. I didn't do so good last week.
Well, we're gonna see this week because I kind of fell down a rabbit hole in the internet like we always do when finding questions. So I don't know how you're gonna feel about this one, but we're gonna wheel it out and see what you think. And I had to add a question that we ran out of time for last week to this one. And and I think you're gonna get this one real easy. Who used a combination of olive oil, palm oil, coconut oil, eggs, and honey to moisturize her hair?
Girls from New Jersey.
No, that's Aquanet and Dippity Doo Gel.
You ready? I will never forget. I was on stage, and we were just pulling people from the audience, and they pulled this one stylist in particular. They pulled this one lady up onto the stage. And I'm like combing through her hair to try to prep it. We were showing flat ironing techniques at the time. Okay.
Right.
And I'm feeling her hair and I'm going, oh my God, what is in your hair? Like, I can't, and then my stage partner at the time, he's like, come on, let's go. Like, we got things to do. I got the stage manager at the bottom with her little clipboard going, let's go. I'm not doing anything. And I'm going, no, I don't want this hair. She goes, it's fine. I just, it's been a day since I washed it. I'm like, a day? That's it? Really? Because this feels like a year. Hit it with the flat iron. By the time I got to the second pass, it was smoking like a fog machine. And I'm like, woman, what do you have in your hair? She goes, it's just a little olive oil and some eggs. And now I'm mic'd. So
I would love to say that I haven't been there with you in that situation.
And I'm trying to whisper. I'm going, what is in your hair? And she goes, oh, just a little olive oil and eggs. And like, you know, it's in those moments, just like anything out of a comedy show where everything gets quiet, everything stops. I am not, because I'm whispering, right? I'm like leaned in. I don't notice what's my environment. Here's me with the loudest audible WTF is wrong with you. I go, why would you turn yourself into a tossed salad? And the freaking laughter, that's what caught my attention and brought me back up. I look up, the entire audience is laughing. The backstage or the show manager is the stage manager. She's sitting there going like this, going, I hate you so much, because I'd always give her hell. I look over at my stage partner, who looks back at me and goes, which is the universal, hey man, you got to go with it. The audience is eating it up. You got to go with it. And for the next minute, I just unloaded, what do you call it? Like when roast. I roasted the living crap out of the girl, you know, the stylist sitting in the chair, and everybody else in the audience of why do we use these home care products? Like back then, there was no technology. So that was the best thing they had. You fast forward 2,000, no, what was it? Probably about 6,000 years forward. I don't know, 3,000 years. When was Cleopatra? What was her time? Like in 1,000 BC?
Yep.
Okay, so I don't know exactly. Fact check me, somebody. But 3,000 years forward, we're still doing. I mean, I can't look. Cleopatra was freaking amazing. Okay, I have a personal vested interest in Cleopatra, so it is what it is for me as far as that goes. But why, when we have technology and all these products, are we still using everything that comes from the refrigerator in our hair? It makes no sense whatsoever. So I don't get it.
So the question is you have here's your choices of who used that concoction on her hair. The Joan of Arc, Queen Elizabeth, Martha Washington, or Cleopatra.
I don't know enough about
olive oil, palm oil, coconut oil, eggs, and honey.
God, who would have access to all of those things? I got to go with, I have no idea what the answer is, but because Cleopatra is an option, I'm choosing Cleopatra.
And you are correct.
She's my girl.
I know. I backloaded that last week for you, but we didn't get to it because we were out of time.
I this obsession with Cleopatra is not even it's out of control.
Okay, so now here's the next one for you. Okay, it's a chemical question.
I like the little eyebrow. How you do that eyebrow thing?
There we go. Can you use a sulfate-free shampoo to remove non-water soluble silicones from the hair?
I mean, you could. It may not be the most efficient thing in the world, but you could, yeah. Why not? I'm confused about I don't.
True or false?
True.
False. Non-sulfate shampoos will not, if it is a non-water soluble silicone, it builds up on the hair, it hardens. You need those sulfates. You need that.
Yeah, it's an interesting. See, this is what I like about these quiz. I keep saying that. This is what I like about the quiz. It's
With that being said, because we deal with silicones, people putting silicones on the hair. The three different types of silicones that we have to watch out, that we have to identify: non-water soluble, which you do need a chelating or sulfate shampoo to strip that out of the hair. A water soluble silicone, you can use any shampoo to take it out of the hair. It'll take it right out of the hair. And then an evaporating silicone, which with evaporating silicones, You don't have to worry about it. Normally, water will rinse it. Whatever is left in the hair will rinse it right out of the hair. So those are things that, as hairdressers that we have to look for, and to know what we need to do to take it out of the hair. A lot of times, as I did the dive on this, they showed where it was with the non-water soluble silicones, where they used a sulfate-free shampoo on it, and it turned into like little micro balls on the hair.
Yeah.
And then that's where people read it wrong as beaded hair or the cuticles, and that's where you end up with problems. So how about that for you?
So now, with a lot of the shampoos being sulfate-free these days, what do hairdressers have at their disposal pretty universally at the shampoo, at the back bar that is sulfate-based?
Well, most of your product lines, I have Clarifix on my back bar. Most of your product lines do have a true quote unquote swimmer shampoo, if you will, or a clarifying shampoo, because our clients always do tell us the truth about everything they use on their hair, right?
I've been rewatching House episodes. Everybody lies,
and it's not lupus.
And it's never lupus.
It's never lupus. Okay, your next question, my friend.
Then, okay, wait. Here's my MacGyver moment then. I just thought about this. If you're at home, now if you're the client, okay, so if you're the stylist watching this, clarifying shampoo at your back bar, that's a sulfate-based. That is something you have readily available. If you're the client at home watching this and you don't have a clarifying shampoo at home, what do you have that could be a proxy?
Your shampoo, and you put like half a teaspoon of baking soda in it.
And if you don't have baking soda?
Dawn dish soap.
Everybody's got dish soap.
Back in the day when you were in diapers and I was just starting in this industry, we used to keep Prel shampoo on the back bar. It was in an unmarked bottle. And I tell you what, it was so alkaline. You would get you would get a level of lift off your color if your color deposited too far.
That's awesome.
Isn't that awesome?
That's awesome.
And clients would be like, "Oh, I like the smell of this.
I like the smell." Because then it works good. If it smells good, it works good, right? To hell with the products or the ingredients.
It's all about smell and it's bubbly. Because if it's bubbly, it's cleaning.
Man, the suds. It was all about the suds for a long time.
Yes, sir.
It was all about the suds.
Uh-huh.
So you couldn't get enough.
Okay. So here's a fun one. It's not fun, but it is fun. And you and I kind of touched on this earlier today when we were talking. As of April 17th, 2024, the median hourly wage for hairdresser nationally.
Okay.
Okay, this is a national average. Okay, here's your choices: $21.68 an hour, $35.90 an hour, $15.35 an hour, and $16.81 an hour.
Man, what an insane! You threw me for a loop with all the statistics from a couple of months back. I'm going to go with the 21.
It's actually, as of this past April, $16.81 an hour.
It blows my mind how little hair color, chemical services, and hair extensions are being represented in our industry in comparison to hair cutting and blow dry styling. That is such an eye-opening statistic that you're sharing, right? But what an opportunity for growth. What a huge opportunity for income growth and potential, and just service growth and potential behind the chair. That I look at it as the ultimate positive. I don't look at that as a negative. I look at that as a very jaw-dropping, eye-opening, statistic.
Right.
But yeah, the opportunity.
Well, we're going to give you a little preview. We're going to get into it deep next week about that. So we're going to stop that question right here.
Okay.
Because we're really going to break that down for everybody next week.
We should.
And really show the financial opportunity that we have. As
you know what? Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's do it. That'll be great. That'll
guys,
really be a great discussion. Yeah.
Guys, tune in next week because we're gonna break it down for you and give you a little idea. Not that we're the know-all be-all of hairdressing, but show you how we do it. We're gonna give you a glimpse into how we do it and actually make a living. But we're gonna drop that right there. Here's a fun one. What state in the United States has the highest number of employed hairdressers? You ready? Florida, Iowa, Louisiana, or Texas?
I gotta guess Texas being the largest.
You are correct. As of last year, they had 45,100 hairdressers.
45,000.
45,100 hairdressers.
Wow.
How cool is that?
Where we are in Illinois, we just surpassed 20.
Yeah.
We've been hovering at like 18 for a long time, back and forth.
Yeah.
We just hit over 20,000.
Isn't that cool?
Is that active or is that just licensed in total?
That's active hairdressers.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is a lot of hair being done, man. That is cool.
Now, along those lines,
they ain't making those 16 an hour down there, I'll tell you that.
Can you guess what the average tuition for beauty school in the U.S. is?
Oh, it's gotten insane. Probably like 20 grand.
If you average it out throughout, because I'm
averaging it. Okay. Tuition's gotten insane.
Well, if you think about it, if you average it out from like the kids that go like through high school, where they get it at a deeply discounted rate, all the way to people like you and me who paid cash on the barrelhead for it. Right now, as of for 2024, is $13,715 to go to beauty school. Okay. Which is about what I'm paying a year for my kid to go to college. If you really think about it, inside of 1 year, you can have a career for 13 grand.
A trade skill, a licensed trade skill.
Yeah. So that is your quiz for this week, and you did pretty good this week, my friend. Kudos to you.
I like it. The quiz is cool. The quiz is super cool.
The quiz is always cool. And I think we have to move on here for a minute. We're supposed to talk about, well, we're not supposed to. We have to, because it's something that's near and dear to both our hearts. And that is our upcoming Virtual Live training program.
Oh, cool. I posted in our private group, and I send out an email as well, too. And the response has been awesome. I've already gotten a dozen responses in 2 days. So that's phenomenal. And there are more responses coming in. I was looking at it this morning. I haven't got to them, but there was more responses coming in as well. So it's really exciting because with technology, the way it stands nowadays, and with the way everybody's schedule is and the way everybody gets together these days, with the advent of social media, the way that it is, the ability for people to learn and for the ability for people who want to learn exists. The trouble or the struggle, if you will, is scheduling. It seems like everybody is busier than they've ever been, but they don't have the help that they need to do things for themselves. Seems like everybody's busier than they've ever been helping somebody else, but not getting help themselves. Mm-hmm. That's like how you asked me, how has my week been this week? I just said, yes, that's how my week's been this week.
Right.
So, and some weeks, and I don't know, next week I'll be happy again and I'll have a good week. It's not magical rainbows every single week.
Yes, it is.
Well, you strive for that. And that's where the Virtual Live training comes in. If you've got something that you're wanting to learn, but you don't have the ability to travel, then don't. Let's do it virtually. Let's do it online with each other, one-on-one. Let's do it in a group if that's better for you. Let's do it privately for your entire salon if that's better for you. It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to you. We are here to help. We are here to truly, truly help in such a way of, we don't care if you're an individual independent stylist. We don't care if you're a big scale operation. Obviously, the logistics change slightly given each individual circumstance, but we have the ability to custom tailor that for each individual circumstance.
Right.
Which then gives us the creative freedom to teach you anything you need. You want to learn about business. You want to learn about coloring. You want to learn about hair cutting. You want to learn about treatments, hair extensions, blow dry styling, retailing. It doesn't matter what you want to learn. You need mentorship just in general. You need a review of how you're setting up your station. You know, that's the ability that we provide at HTB Beauty. That's the type of the service that we provide at HTB Beauty. We are your consultant to your mentor, to your sales rep, to whatever you need us to be. It's a customized experience all the way around from top to bottom.
And if you need somebody to yell at, you can just pick up the phone and call Eddie. He loves being yelled at.
Isn't it fun? Isn't it fun? Yes. I'm just going to say yes.
And on the other, I gotta throw a joke in there with us too. Is and really, you want us in your living room with you, don't you?
I mean, that's the fun of it. You could do it from the comfort of your home. You could do it from the salon. It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter. You want to truly learn something, we have the ability for you to truly learn whatever it is you're wanting to learn.
And that is going to be that is up and coming. We're beta testing it right now, guys, and we're really, really excited to be able to bring this to you and really change the way that a lot of us old timers are used to doing classes, where you can actually get one-on-one in the same situation. Like, Eddie's at his house right now. I'm at my house right now. And when, we're doing this, I mean, technology has really benefited us. We can use it for good, not just evil.
So much so that it's become so streamlined and so simplified. You could literally do it from your cell phone. You don't need a whole special camcorder setup.
Right.
You could literally do it from your cell phone. The technology has improved that much. For the most part, everybody has a phone stand. And if you don't, you can get a phone stand for less than $10.
Right.
Okay. You need a mannequin head, or if you want to do it with a live model, doesn't matter to us, so long as the live model would be willing to get her hair done, in the way that you need to learn. Right. But if you do use a mannequin head, then you just need a stand for it.
Right.
And that's it. You're ready to go. Based on the type of education that you want, we will build that out for you. So let's say we schedule it in a week or two. Then we have that week or two to get you the supplies that you're looking for. So if you want a color, you're going to need a bowl, a brush, developer, color, scale, all that things, right? If you're doing a haircut, okay, you need your shears, your razor, your combs, your clips, things like that. So for each type of topic, because it's going to be so custom built out, you're going to have ample opportunity and time to get the supplies that you need.
Right.
And like I said, it doesn't matter if you're a techie. It doesn't matter if you're not technological savvy. We email you a link, or we can even I've actually been doing it with text messaging the link.
Okay.
Like that. Yeah. That's how improved the technology has become.
Sure.
And I just did a couple of dry runs Sunday and Monday. I did a couple of dry runs. Literally, text message the link, she clicked on it right off her phone, pulled up her little web browser, she put in her name, enter, done. She's in. We connected. Like, it was that simple. We really was that simple.
I mean, you could even get we could even do this in the back room. In the back room, since we're stylists from the back room.
Absolutely.
Anywhere you can receive you can get internet connection. We can do this with you. And that's the cool part about this. And the cool part about it is that we will custom tailor it for you and really make the learning experience what it should be.
You know what was fun about Monday? Sunday I did a dry run. Monday was also a dry run, but it was for a different reason, or it got turned into a different reason. It literally became almost like a video call or like a FaceTime if you have Apple,
right?
If you have iPhone,
right.
We started it as a dry run, and then she was in the break room, and then she goes, "Hey, real quick, while I got you, let me show you my formula card. You know, I got this client coming in," and the whole thing started off as a test, got turned into a technical support call. So if you're having an issue, or if you're needing help with a consult, or if you're in the break room freaking out because your client's in the chair going, "Hey,"
hey, don't laugh during the COVID insanity. I was going into the salon 3 times a week with my computer, and I was doing video consultations, talking people off the ledge from their box of whatever they bought at Osco. I had a couple of clients where they needed to do something because they were on Zoom calls. So I literally, just like this, talked them through just doing their part and their hairline. You know, it's amazing the way technology has really helped us all. And we're here to help you guys. That's God's honest truth. We're here to help you guys, and any way we can, we're going to do it. And we'll keep coming up with new and innovative ways of being there for you guys. We want to hear from you guys. Let us know what you think about this. You can sign up for the beta test, or if there is a certain subject you want to cover with us, reach out. You can go straight through Facebook, HTB Beauty. You can message us. You could send an email to Eddie.
Eddie at htbbeauty.com.
Yeah, I don't rate having an email address at HTB Beauty. I'm just the poor stepchild. But get a hold of Eddie, and we can definitely set this up for you guys.
The end goal is to take over a fire station.
So we can be like the Ghostbusters?
Who are you going to call? Hoping you'd get it. I know. I was hoping you'd get it. I want to be like Dan Aykroyd. They got a pull.
I just want to watch. I want you go down the fire pole.
It'll be awesome. It'll be awesome. Yes, absolutely.
So with
like the original Ghostbusters, I want that secretary with the glasses.
Yeah.
What do you, HTB Beauty? What do you want?
So we just got to buy Cindy glasses then.
No, she's way nicer than that.
So I don't know about you, but I am been seeing a lot of my back to school girls, my college girls. They're all gearing up. They've been coming back.
School started early this year. Are the kids going back early this year?
Mid-August. It's what? Today's the 16th?
Yeah.
It's mid-August. That's usually when colleges go back. When I went to college, we didn't go back till after Labor Day.
That's why I'm confused. It seems like summer break. It seems like school ends in April or May, and it goes back in August. Why do I remember school ending like Father's Day?
Yeah. Well, but see, the difference is they have all this time off too, and they have to compensate for it. I mean, like my daughter will be home like sometime late September, early October for fall break. You know, they get a week or a couple days. They get all this time off. I don't know,
man. I've barely we took the kiddos to see the Despicable Me, the Minions.
Yeah.
We're supposed to go to Legoland. but then they have all their activities and stuff, right?
Right.
So trying to schedule. You want to think? I think I'm busy. Try being a 9-year-old.
No.
A 9-year-old has the identical schedule to the CEO of Amazon, to like Jeff Bezos or something. You know, like these kids are as busy as these corporate freaking people, presidents. It's insane. I don't get it. I don't get it at all.
So I guess the point of all of this is for us to we got to gear up to send these kids back to school. All of them, they have color. My dog is about to
want some attention, man.
My dog is going to be sent to training. But what I do is I go through a checklist with especially with my college girls. I always ask them about the water, especially in some of these like older houses that they live in and stuff like that. What's the water like? Can you drink the water out of the tap? Blah 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 blah. Because you want to set them up for success. You do a wonderful color on them, and then you send them back to school, and they're borrowing their girlfriend's Pantene or whatever, or whatever they're using. And then all of a sudden, on that fall break, you're getting an emergency phone call because why is my hair orange?
It is so wild. It is so wild when they come back from school, how insane the condition of their hair is in. Like how bad the condition of their hair is in. And then you do everything you can to fix it up to send them back. And within a month or within 2 months, it just gets destroyed, and they come back, and you're starting all over again.
Yeah,
it is wild.
But that's why we have to, as part of at least part of my regimen with my college girls and my back to school girls is setting them up for success. So I don't have to work that much harder when they come back either. I mean, yeah, I'm lazy by nature, but is getting them the right shampoos, the right conditioner. What do and you have a brief conversation with them. You don't need to dial your flat iron up to 400 degrees. Okay. I know, cause they get ready to go out on Friday nights and Saturday nights. And, immediately it's just, let me just flat iron this, and using the right products. It's setting them up for success when they go away to school.
And so figuring that they only get their hair done twice a year because, that when they come back for their breaks.
Right.
What kind of highlighting? Because with the way the trends are changing now, before it was easy enough. You throw in a couple of balayage, you throw in a couple of ombre. Their hair was so grown out anyways, it didn't really matter. All you were doing was just taking it from here, moving it up to their shoulder. And that was it. It was pretty much done. With now the trends being where the highlighting has got to be more like highlights. What kind of foiling techniques are you seeing or doing? Like, how has that changed for when they go back? So when it starts growing in, it's not as like there's no way around it. It's going to be obvious that their highlights are growing out.
That's why a lot of with the foiling techniques though, but that's why with a lot of them I'm still doing a lot of shadow roots. I'm doing a lot of shadow roots. And really truly with them wanting that shadow root, my foiling techniques have really been, getting back to basics more of truly doing more like the 9-block foiling pattern or a lot of face framing. These girls want a lot of brightness around their face, but then they want that contrast too, is what I'm seeing. So, and how you can only get so close and it's going to grow out. That's why we're doing the shadow root. But the problem with that is then they go and either their water is not optimum or they, they're in college. They're focused on other things. And it's coming back. It's retouching that shadow root. That's why for me personally, my shadow roots, I use a demi because you're going to get, I do know people that shadow root with permanent color. I know them. For me personally, no, because it's easier for me to highlight through whatever the residual of that demi is than to try and really cut through permanent.
I think that's the thing that gets missed a lot. whatever you I'm not against shadow rooting at all. It looks
No.
cool. I like it.
No.
The thing what happens with shadow rooting is it's going to grow out. And now that becomes that little halo band in the middle of the hair shaft. So when you go to highlight through that, that's what you're alluding to. That's what you're talking about. All of a sudden you end up with that little ring of brass. Like you've got blonde, and then you got that ring of brass halfway through.
Right.
Yeah. If you're using permanent color, you just have to be very mindful of how you're doing that, because you do have to mix. You just have to address as that grows out that you're going to have to break through that color, that band of color a little bit stronger than the rest of the hair.
Yeah, but that's why, like I said, I use a demi. Keratint is my go-to for shadow roots. Also, the spreadability of the color and and you do get that translucent level.
Spreadability.
I
like that. That's a word.
That's a word. Look it up. Google it.
Cool.
But yeah, you don't have to use. I mean, really, it's 20 grams of color, and you can do a shadow root with Keratint, because it's you just had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. It's like jelly. It spreads beautifully on the bread.
Oh, Keratint is absolutely amazing. That demi-permanent color from All Nutrient is just amazing. It really is easy, and it's made exactly for this kind of a purpose. On that same note, actually, what do you do to seal that hair before they go off?
Oh,
because see, that's I always do a toner service and a sealer service afterwards before they go off.
That was my next. A lot of my college girls are microfusion girls.
Microfusion is awesome. The Daily Fix is the retail version of the microfusion. So you do the microfusion at the salon as a full service treatment. You send them home with Daily Fix, and it's small enough that it's easy for them to travel with. It's easy for them to fit in their little dorm room or their their room in their house and whatever. And it will help try to maintain the integrity of that hair. It's really important because what I notice, like you're saying, they'll want to come in and they want that full head of highlights now. They want to be all over. But then when they're at school, I don't know if it's just the college lifestyle. I don't know if it's the college uniform, but they roll out of bed, they throw their hair in a bun, they go to class, they come home, like they don't wash their hair for a couple of days. They don't even bother doing their hair for a couple of days. It's just tied up real tight, sitting on top of their head. And when they're coming back, like the mid shaft is busted. It's not just broken or damaged. It's freaking busted. It's rough.
Yeah.
It's really, really rough. So they've got hair down to here, but then they've got like a layer or like a shelf of hair to here because of breakage. They got like breakage to here. They got the rest of their straggly hair to here. And like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I know exactly what's going on. You've been in a ponytail all month, haven't you? Forget about all week. You've been in a ponytail all month. It's like, yeah, it's a laugh, but it's not.
Yeah. And they're not twisting and tying up their hair with the proper things either. I mean, let's be honest. They're using, whatever hair elastic they can find. I'm not saying a rubber band, but, and it puts a lot of stress on that hair.
Yeah, I thought scrunchies were getting popular again. What happened to the scrunchie?
A lot of my clients, they all have those silk scrunchies, but the young girls.
Why are they not being used? Why are we going back to rubber bands?
I don't know, but I can tell you, I have a nice collection of rubber bands in one of the drawers in my of elastics. I shouldn't say rubber bands, elastics.
Excuse me. Colorful rubber bands. They're elastics.
Well, they're wrapped in fabric.
No. I'm talking about like updo ponytail elastics.
Oh, who's using those?
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. What happened to the scrunchies? What happened to the gummies? What happened to the telephone cords?
Gummies. There's a black. I haven't seen one of those in forever.
That's what I'm saying. What happened? Those were awesome.
I don't know. There must be a TikTok out there that says don't use them.
You're gonna make me depressed.
But anyway, but that or what really with me, keratin, I use a ton of the 0-stroke 00 keratin clear for sealing. You know, run it through the hair, pretty much 15 minutes, let it just do its thing, and then I rinse it out, and it adds a nice protective layer for that color. But as with all demis, it slowly fades off, and then that's when oxidation and things like that happen.
But it is so important when you freshly color somebody's hair to put some layer or some coating over it to protect it for as long as possible, because
help get that
the first week or the first 3 shampoos are vital.
Yeah.
That's when the hair's porosity is the strongest.
Yep.
So
I agree with you on that, my friend.
Yeah.
So on that note, hold on. Hold, please. So
you were really excited about what you got from me this week as far as motivation.
I am. This is but I don't. I feel like I feel like a schoolgirl. I have your motivation / enlightenment for the week. This is one like I explained to you. I see these things, I write them down. I have a stack of pieces of paper that I've written things on. And I found this one, and I love it, but so
you're like fortune cookies laying around everywhere.
I actually have a little pile that sits on my desk of all these things that I write down. And what I have to do is I have to become more disciplined and really start going through them, because I wait some and then I'll go through it and be like, hey, yeah, because I totally forget, because I'm on, I'm on to the next thing. You roll something shiny across the floor, I'm chasing it. Okay. Like if someone had one of those cat laser pointers, I would be entertained for hours. Okay, so you ready? Because I want you to unpack this for me. Success does not come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently.
Okay.
And as someone who has had measures of success, what does that say to you?
It's all consistency is the key to everything. Consistency is the absolute key to consistency is my superpower. I may not be the smartest. I may not be the best. I may not be the most talented. I may not be the most whatever plug and play in X word. But if anything, I am consistent. I am consistent in my wrongdoing. I'm consistent in my right doing.
Right.
I am consistent in my improvement from wrongdoing into right doing. Okay, and everything in between.
And you're consistent in backsliding into your wrongdoing.
Hey, you know what? Hey, I am consistent. And it really, that is the measure of success. Okay, think about this. You hear these stories that people buy the lottery ticket and they hit it big. And then within a year, not only did they go through their winnings, they've lost their entire lives, are in shambles. So not only did they not improve and move forward, they've gone completely backwards from where they even started from before they won the lottery. Okay?
Right.
It's the same thing with music. When we was growing up, there was like, oh, this band is a one-hit wonder. They had that one song, and then they hit their stardom and their fame, and then that was it. You never heard from them again.
Right.
You had those movie actors, same thing. They got their one film, and that movie was amazing. And then every movie after that was a dumpster fire. Not everybody could be a Nicolas Cage. Not everybody's dumpster fire movies are amazing. Okay. But this is the whole thing I had to throw it at you. The whole thing with consistency is that's what there is to unpack.
Right.
If you're waiting for a viral moment to hit it big, viral moment is a successful moment. It's not success. There is a difference. There's a huge difference in all of that. Because if you haven't gone through the pain, if you haven't gone through the mistake, if you haven't gone through the foundation building, the block building from one step to the next step, to the next step, to the next step, you don't have the finesse, the motivation to continue moving forward. I'm trying to think of the stamina to keep that momentum moving forward. That's my unpacking from it.
Right. I just saw this movie. I don't know how it slipped through, and I can't remember the title of it, but it's Michael Keaton's in it, and he plays Ray Kroc, the guy who turned McDonald's into something.
Oh, okay.
I forget, and I'm doing, I'm kind of goofing up now a little bit because I can't remember the title, but it's about how he took McDonald's and changed their business model into, because it was just a single operation, and he made it worldwide, basically.
So is that when he made the Hamburglar? He started stealing his own burgers?
Well, he kind of stole the business, but according to this movie. But anyway, because there were actually the McDonald brothers who started this hamburger stand, and they had innovations. But anyway, and his whole point was, no matter what McDonald's you step into, no matter where you are, you're getting the same thing. And when they started doing franchisees, and these franchisees were expanding from the menu, doing like chicken and whatever, he would pull the franchises from them.
Oh, wow.
No, because he wanted consistency, whether you're in California or New York.
Big Mac over there, a Big Mac over there. It's a Big Mac.
It's a Big Mac.
Okay.
And I'm not really doing the movie's actually kind of cool, but it's all about consistency and being consistent, and then expanding on your consistency is really your measure of success as far as I'm concerned. And that's why, and I'm like you and I have the same theory. There's people that are more talented than I am. There are definitely people that are smarter than I am, but no one's going to outwork me, because you can't outgrind me. I will do 6 days a week. I will do 7 days a week if I have to, for my clients, for my business, and for, to keep moving forward. And that's really the most important thing is staying on your game, and really, really, really moving forward. It's one step at a time. And yeah, you're going to get pushed back, but guess what? You get the frick up and you keep moving forward, keep moving forward, keep moving forward.
The other measure of consistency is the client experience.
That was my next comment.
Okay. So even if you aren't putting in, like, yeah, that grind is grueling, and yeah, we do it. Okay, fine. But not everybody is willing to, or is physically able to put in 6-7 days a week.
Right.
So my other advice would be the client experience, the consistency in your services from behind the chair. Okay. If a client is referring you to somebody else, you got to think about this. They're saying, oh, you got to go see John. He's so funny. He's so this. He's so nice. He's so positive. And then that referred client comes, sits in your chair, and you're a crab ass that day because you ain't having a good day, and you're wearing that on your sleeve. It's a mismatch. Client, like Susie had a good experience, Tammy had a bad experience.
Right.
And then Tiffany shows up and she had a mediocre experience.
No.
You can't have 3 different experiences.
You have to be consistent.
There's got to be a measure of consistency between everybody involved. So now that starts building your reputation in the neighborhood, in the area altogether. Even in your online presence, you got to have that consistency to a certain effect. You get your branding, your messaging has got to be consistent. Right. So then this way, no matter who it is, whenever they think of you or your business, they have a similar, they don't have to have the identical thought. They got to have a similar thought.
But that goes right along with the McDonald's analogy. Because
I like that analogy.
If you're driving in Stump Jump, Arkansas, and you see the Golden Arches and you pull in, you know what you're going to get, right? You get a Big Mac, you know what a Big Mac's going to be like. Just like what we do behind the chair. If Susie told Sally, go see Eddie because Eddie's great, great hair colorist and he's really, he's a lot of fun, blah, 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 whatever, accolades. And she comes in and she's expecting that. And it's meeting those expectations. But it's also being professional. It's also being consistent behind the chair. And the one thing that I've always kind of half prided myself on is no matter what's going on in my world, once I walk through the door of the salon, it's in the trunk of my car. And I'll put that back on. I'll put that back on when I walk out the door. But from the time that I'm behind the chair, I mean, it is the same thing. Because you can't lay it on your clients.
I got a movie trivia for you.
Okay.
Sylvester Stallone.
Uh-huh.
He's a truck driver.
It's like a switch.
Yes. What is that movie?
Over the Top.
Yes.
Oh my God. It's so bad. 80s.
Okay. So for any of you who haven't seen this movie.
Don't see this movie.
Go see this movie. You want to talk about motivation and consistent. This. Hey, yo. I drove my truck.
I turned my head. It's like a switch. Come on, bro.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Okay, look, here's the premise. No, this fits perfect. This fits so perfectly. The premise of the movie, it's an arm wrestling, like it's he's a professional arm wrestling competition, right?
Yeah.
And he's a semi truck driver, like over the road truck driver. So he enters into this competition because if he wins, the grand prize is a semi truck, and it'll set him up and his kid. He's got a little boy, and it'll do him good, right? He's got everything to win and everything to lose, and that is our lives. That is totally our lives. Okay, and they're interviewing. Dude, no, they're interviewing everybody before the competition. And you got like one dude drinking motor oil. You got another dude, with the glorious mullet. Okay. And then they interview Stallone. And he's sitting there and he's wearing a baseball cap. And he's like, I don't got nothing to say. Just, it's like I turned my hat backwards and it's like turning on a switch and I'm just go and it's on. And I beat everybody's ass. And then I just turn my hat back and I turn off the switch and I'm back to being Stallone again. Yeah. Adrian.
He's got a stack of weights in his truck over his right shoulder while he's driving. He's doing reps.
Consistently. He's consistently working out and driving a semi truck. Okay. It's freaking awesome. He consistently switches the hat back and forth. He's got a freaking plan. All right. He goes against the dude that's like 5 times. It's like a David and Goliath. Stallone ain't small. Okay, dude. That actor that they had to go against him was freaking ginormous.
Oh my God.
And it's just Stallone in all his glory. It's freaking amazing. Over the top. You go watch that movie. You look at how energized and motivated I am just thinking about it.
Look at his eyes.
I don't even know how to arm wrestle.
You're freaking murdering me. You're killing me today.
That's more. This is what empowerment is all. This is what motivation and empowerment is all about. This is what positivity, baby. Yes, and it's going to be spreadability across.
Spreadability.
I don't know how to use that word. I like that word today. I learned a new word. I want to use it.
And watch how I'm going to twist this, okay? Because a movie like that totally fits into your proper condition, ODD. Okay? Oppositional defiance disorder. He's a guy that's going against the norm. Of course you identify with that.
I don't even understand what you're saying. That doesn't even make any sense what you're saying right now.
Sure does.
But you consistently, you are very successful in your consistently saying goofy thing to me about this condition, which is not a, it's not a disease, okay?
It's a proper condition, is what you.
I have a proper condition. I don't have some weirdo disease, your OPP, you know me thing. All right. And my success is to consistently deflect. You can't bring me down, okay? What was that movie song? I'm happy.
Go get in your semi and drive around.
Dude. I wanted to become a truck driver after watching that. I went and got a baseball cap. I never wear hats. Now I have a baseball cap I never wear.
Guys, welcome.
So say the quote again. Say the quote again.
Yeah, hold on. You're killing me today. Success does not come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently.
I consistently freak you out with my positivity every week. Huh?
Your positivity is infectious.
Because I don't turn nothing on and off. I am just on all day, every day, 24 hours a day. Break room, station, at the office, at the house, life, work, balanced, imbalanced. Let's go.
I think that's the best way to leave this week off, guys. We'll
if you want some of this, we could do it on the virtual live too.
Yeah. Guys, we're gonna be back same time next week.
The same bat time, the same bat channel.
Thanks for hanging with us. Once again, check out htbbeauty.com. And we will see you guys next week. Thanks.
The SFTB podcast was not recorded in front of a live studio audience, so thanks for joining us for today's episode. If our hair topics made you smile, give us a thumbs up. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We'll read them while waiting for our caller to process. Share this video with your stylists and friends. It helps us make a difference, one strand at a time. And don't forget to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Because your hair deserves all the latest and greatest tips.